All right. I think we are in. I'm seeing my mic. Dose it, Dion. What's happening, dude?
What's up, man? It's good to see you again. There's a quick turnaround. This is the most I've seen you in like this small, short, period of time. I see you a couple days ago, and then we're back again, man.
And we're gonna be back at it all week, if you want. Ooh, but obviously, yeah, man. I got to see you at training camp. That was awesome. I guess it was technically the scrimmage day. I mean, obviously training camp, but it was the Ford Field Fest. How many Fs can you fit into a short period? Seriously,
that's true. Yeah.
It's way too much. But for everybody else joining us, welcome to Let's Talk Lions. Obviously, we are joined by our surprise guest, Dose of Dion. Thank you for making the time. Come hang out with us, dude.
No, absolutely, man. I'm excited. You're right. It's that time of the year, so this stuff is just gonna start happening.
Yeah,
I'm here for it. Dude, I love it.
It's wild because like I found myself June and July. There was nothing. Even May, I just. Everything kind of trailed off, and I was like, I don't have it. I don't have it in me to just like go through and try to find stuff, and we're in it now.
Yeah, July was like that. July was like that for me, where it got to a point. Because I remember we were talking about this back. I think we did a show like after the draft or something.
Yeah.
But I remember there would be videos that I would have planned, and I would take a couple extra days to do them, just because it's like, man, what's the rush? It's like there's nothing happening. I mean, I can save this video and just add some stuff to it because I got nothing coming up.
Yeah.
It's just that dead period.
Absolutely.
I think last year I tried to make like highlight videos, but this.
Yeah, you know what?
Production
is
not that.
Hey, listen, dude, you put together some stuff. Your intro is a great intro.
The intro, I like the intro. That's where the line needs to be drawn, though. We make the intro, and after that, if I go beyond 45 seconds, we're reaching because then it just starts getting crazy. It's like, okay, this quality's awful. It's like, all right, let's just stop it. No more highlights. We'll just make 10-second highlights, shorts. That's what we'll do from now on.
Nothing wrong with that. I haven't yet to get into the shorts game on YouTube. It feels like a whole new world. Feels like that TikTok generation thing, and that ain't me, man. That ain't me.
No, they got that on Snapchat now. I don't know if you have Snapchat, but I have it.
No,
I don't even use these things. Like I have it, but I don't talk to anybody, so I just have it.
You just have it.
And yeah, now
You're
they got every. Oh yeah. You just gotta stay. Like I don't have TikTok, man. Like I tried. I seriously have tried like twice, and then I'm just like I can't do it.
Bro,
it's just not me, man.
I did the same thing. I tried 2 times for Let's Talk Lions, and then I was like, this is the dumbest app I've ever seen.
I can't do it, man.
Not for me. And you know what? For those of you out there, if you enjoy TikTok, hey, it's not dumb, but it's dumb to me. So, it is what it is.
It's dumb to me.
What's going on in the chat? We got Chrome, Ken Stroud, Dr. Detroit, Joseph, a dude, Det Fan Man. Let's go. Good to see you. Whoa, I made that way big. My bad. We got people saying, shouting out to you, Dion. People are always happy to see you, it seems like.
Man, I'm always excited when I see like the same names pop up in the chat because it's always like, man, those are the dudes that just rock with you. But then the coolest part, and seeing the new name is sweet too. Like my man Jay Cornelius Music. I don't know what that name is. I don't think I've seen the name before. But shout out to you. I appreciate you, my guy. But with that said, like when you get to put the face to the name, That's the coolest thing. You know? That is the coolest thing.
Dang, because you've probably had the opportunity to meet a ton of people at training camps and games and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always try to like ask like, hey, what's your YouTube name? And most people don't know what it is when I ask them. But it's like, all right, I just kind of want to know though because I like putting the name to face.
Yes.
Like Johnny, I guess. Shout out to Johnny.
Shout out to friggin' Johnny. Yo, dude. So I don't know about you. Obviously, May, June, July, there was a lot of content that we couldn't even create, but now we are coming into, not only is it's been training camp, you've been putting out videos every day, you're busy as all get out, so thank you for joining me, but now we also got Hard Knocks coming, and it feels like we are going to have content galore as Lions fans in general. Did you see the video of Jamal Williams today?
Oh, today.
Yo.
Oh, the one in the huddle. The one in the huddle one? I kind of skipped through it. I'm not going to lie, but I did see it because I was in a different show. So I kind of just skipped through it.
Bro, let me play it for you. Let me play it for you.
Please.
Today? Bro.
Dang, that was hard. Hey, I should have listened to that. That's sweet.
Yo. I was like, man. I felt like, have you ever seen Interstellar, the movie?
No.
I legit felt like Matthew McConaughey from that movie. Like, first of all, you got to watch it, and I don't want to spoil it for you. I'll send you the GIF later. I was like, am I about to bawl watching this on the toilet right now? I was like, this is the craziest experience of my life.
Oh my gosh. You know what? That one, first off, I gotta check out that movie because I always feel bad. Yes, if I see the movie, I'm like, nah, man.
You never see the movies I've seen.
Nah, I've never seen the movies. I've never seen the TV shows. Never read the book. I'm like, dang, man, I just don't know what he's talking about. But
that's all right.
The gifts are always good. I always like seeing those. But this one, yeah. I mean, I remember the first one was Jamal was fire, but the fact that he brought up specifics and all the re-signings that we have, they all went through it. So, yeah, that one. Woo, that was emotional, man. I like that.
No,
yeah.
There's something about it because, like, I think it's easy. Some people could just write it off. They're like, whatever. It's people. It's a guy in the huddle. But I think as Lions fans, we know Jamal Williams at this point. We knew him into last year, first couple press conferences. You were like, this guy, is so much fun. He has a blast. He's throwing balls with like fans and he's goofing around. But then when you see him on game day plow through people and get up and scream, there is an intensity to him, dude, that like I just love. And so watching that, I was like, oh my God, I might love this man.
Yeah. No, that's 100% true because it's like a completely different side of him, but he's emotional person, like he shows it.
Yeah.
But there's a different side of the emotional person that he brings. Like I mean, it still even shocked me to this year just to see him go through practice reps and you just see how he gets into it with other guys. It's like this dude was just playing catch, laughing, one of the anime stuff, and he gets out there and he just wants to like hit people. It's like this is just that's just who he is. And I remember it was being brought up today with all the the running backs. Josh Jacobs has been popping up. I know the Kareem Hunt. I'm like, man, Jamal Williams is a heart of this team. Right now he is just that. And people rally around this guy. He's doing all these clips. That guy means so much to this team.
Yeah.
More than what he can bring to us on the field, right? Dude. So it's just, I'm so glad we got him, I guess, just to say that.
Right. But isn't it crazy? This is his last year on contract. So I'm like, man, I really hope we bring him back. I really hope we extend him.
Right. Right. And it seems like the perfect 2 years to have him, right? Because we're making the transition with him. He probably helped guys get through last year. And then this year, hopefully, is that year where you start to ascend a little bit. So if that is the case and you can ascend with him, that's kind of just pulling everybody to bring it, then maybe even if he is not here after this season, you're going the right direction, right? He kind of got you through the really tough part. But I'm with you, yeah. I mean, I like the guy. I mean, the price and stuff will have to come into play because it's a running back. But yeah, I'm always down with having backs after what I've seen in the past trying to run the football. I'm always down with having running backs.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, I mean, like he seems to stay healthy. That's a big thing about, and like you look at running backs, look at Todd Gurley. He was prolific. He was incredible. He has that injury. He's gone. He just doesn't exist anymore. And it's wild to look at a guy like Jamal Williams who gives 100% every run and has stayed as healthy as he has. And I know that he's been an RB2 for years, even in Green Bay, but still as a running back to stay as healthy as he has, I think you got to look at that and say, man, it's worth trying to re-sign him, in my own opinion there.
I mean, that's you made a great point. He's reliable in every way you could point to, whether that's being on the field, whether that's pass protection, whether that's pass catching. He had his first fumble, I think, of his career last year.
Yes.
Like, he's just reliable in every sense, right? So, yeah, make great points.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I'm with you. You brought up Kareem Hunt. Now, obviously, Kareem Hunt, that's a whole bag of things, but him requesting out of Cleveland. For those of you who don't know, Kareem Hunt said, "Get me out of here." Obviously, that is a dumpster fire over there. Sorry, Cleveland fans, because I was rooting for you, and I still am.
Yeah.
But I was.
You see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. So with that being said, Kareem Hunt wants out, and I saw some people posing the pros and the cons of bringing him here. How do you feel just off the cuff about that as an option?
You said you saw pros and cons already. Didn't that news come out today?
Yes, and I
Yeah,
saw
we on it.
Bro, there was somebody who posted something that was like, all the pros and cons, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, you're on it, dude. It was like that guy was waiting for it to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a draft that he had sitting there. He has every possible scenario of a guy that could become available.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, man, I mean, like, to me, the idea, I get it, and I'm always want to have running backs. I want to have the depth. But to me, my biggest issue with it, because, you look at the financial situations, and all these guys are going to get paid. So there's that goes into it. Do you want to give up a pick where that pick could be potentially a draft pick next year as another running back, where now you got a guy for 4 years versus not having a draft pick and potentially letting a guy walk after this season at running back? But I think for me, it's the fact that what we have in the running back room, no one to me has given up the spot of this guy shouldn't be on the field. Like for Craig Reynolds, I haven't seen any reason to be like, he shouldn't get the ball. Like, I don't want to take carries away from him. He's earned it to me. Jamar has been earning it through training camp. We know what Jamal and Swift are. And like I said with Jamal, I don't want to take and cut Jamal's workload in half, because it's already pretty balanced with Swift. You cut that in half again, the heartbeat that he is, I want him more touches, if anything. So yeah. I think for me, it's not like I have any concern with the running back room. I get having depth, but there's none of these guys have shown me like they shouldn't be getting the football. If anything, I thought the running backs have excelled to this point, and Dan Campbell said he's the most excited to see this room, I think, through Jared Goff. I mean, to me, that's just not a position I'm worried about, man. And it's crazy to say that, because I always want to have the depth, but I just don't want to touch it, man. I think the guys have earned it, and I get they keep adding competition with guys like Justin Jackson, who is a legitimate backup. But to see that, like, he's got to earn the spot. And to me, he hasn't moved up at all from what I've seen, because none of the guys above him are giving him the spot. And I don't think we need to add another running back to that.
Dang, bro. No, hey, listen, man, you just nailed it. I think you nailed it. Like, that's where I am as well. I look at Kareem Hunt, and a lot of people are saying it in the chat. Joseph Austin, you said it as well. Not a culture fit. First of all, number one, he is not a culture fit in Detroit. I just look at him, and I'm like, you do not fit in with what we are building. Jamal Williams, as you said, Dose, is the heartbeat of the Detroit Lions. No way fans or buts about it. You look at Jamal versus Kareem. I mean, I'm taking Jamal every day based on who he is character-wise. And then, even when it comes to the run, don't get me wrong, Kareem Hunt is nasty. He's an incredible running back. I just don't want to split, as you said, all of Jamal's playing time at that point. Because I feel like this year, this is the year that we hand the torch to Swift as RB1.
Right. I 100% agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, can he stay healthy? I mean, but we know that. And I hate to bring that up.
No.
I do hate to bring that up.
Don't.
But to your point with Jamal Williams, like, I feel like that would just not be I feel like the people around it wouldn't feel great about that. Like, could you imagine the teammates of Jamal Williams seeing the Lions go out there, let's say they throw a pick at a Kareem Hunt? I mean, what is everybody saying? Like, wait a minute, why did we just give up a pick for Kareem Hunt? We have, what are we doing? This is our guy.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like, you can't have Kareem Hunt be your running back 3. You're not throwing a draft pick at a running back 3. So he's going to get snaps. He's going to take him from Jamal. I just think that's a weird little split that you don't want to have to deal with, to me.
Right.
Everybody's together with this. They are rallying around him, literally. We're seeing the videos. I don't want to touch that.
No, especially like you're saying now. Maybe had this transpired back in February, March.
Yes.
But now the way that our locker room is set, the way the guys are coming together, and Jamal being that central focus when it comes to the culture, absolutely. I think Kareem would not fit here. Again, great running back. Totally. I'm not going to diminish his game. Just don't think he'd be the right fit in Detroit. The same way Baker would not have been, I think, the right fit for Detroit. Mm-hmm. There's just this, like,
that was your guy, though.
Listen. Hey, I like Baker. Hey, come on now. I like Baker. I'm happy he got to go to Carolina. Had he come to Detroit, I would have bought a
You
Baker
would have had the
jersey.
jersey back there.
I would have bought
on,
it. I'd be wearing it right now.
You wearing it.
Yeah. Hold on, I got my
I
Hawkinson.
wore that at the practice. I would have took a picture with the 6.
Stop
like,
it.
right,
Stop, because
we're
then
doing.
next year you would have showed me that and been like, haha, I remember you suck. And I've been like, damn, yeah, you got me. I feel like you got me, dude. Oh, man. Matthew coming in the chat. First of all, thank you, everybody, for being here. Obviously, we have Dose on. Thanks for liking the stream, doing all the things, making this this baby pop in the algorithm. Worked on a new thumbnail today, which I'm sure you all saw. Took a little work, but made it happen. Will Cephas play this week? I'm assuming, Matthew, my guy, you're talking about the preseason game. Great question. I don't know. Have you heard any more about Cephas's injury?
No, and I don't think I mean, I'll ask you this because I didn't see him at the Family Fest at all.
He was not out there at all.
So I would assume that's a no. It would just be such a quick turnaround. I wouldn't. And I know me and you are on the same side. We don't think he's on the. I mean, maybe we do think he's on the bubble, but I know personally, I think he's making the team. So to me, I don't think I need to see him. That's just where I'm at with that. It always helps, but I don't need to see him personally.
No.
Now we'll get to the bubble stuff, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh, dude. You know what? I'm glad you brought it up. We're going to wait on the bubble. So just so that everybody knows, we're going to talk about roster bubble. We're going to talk about what Dose has seen at training camp. So to answer your question, Matthew, we have not seen him. I don't think we're going to see him this preseason game, especially because I know the first quarter sounds like quarter 1, we are going to roll out all our starters. So that's good. That's exciting. Excited to see that we'll have all those boys out there. Who are you excited to see against Atlanta starter-wise? Who are you, like, going to key in on where you're like, that's the guy that I'm watching for?
I will be interested to see how much they play Decker, first off, just because I'm curious to see if they put him out there or if they go to their Sewell at left tackle, but another guy at right tackle. Because I know he says starters, but I'm sure he'll have certain guys resting. I would say first off Swift, because we talk all about the injuries and things like that, and I'm definitely a big Swift believer. Every time I just go back and watch him, he impresses me more than what I remember during the year, and that's because the year was so rough. But with that said, like, Swift looks good to me, man. Every time I feel like he touches the ball, he's just making guys miss. He's explosive. I want to see what that looks like. But, of course, I mean, I'm going to have to do it. I have to say Jared Goff. I mean, who doesn't want to see that? Everybody wants to see the shot plays, right? If you're buying a ticket to a preseason game, at least give me a shot play. That's what the people are saying. Okay? I say, like, come on, man, give me one. Come on. I'm not going to get an autograph. I need a shot play, please, one time. I'm hoping we get one of those, and I anticipate we will get one, complete or not. We're going to take a one-on-one shot somewhere within the first couple of drives that he plays. I guarantee it.
Okay. Yeah, no, dude. Just so you know, Breeze, preseason begins this, I want to say it's Friday night. Friday night, we play Atlanta. I'm going to be streaming here on the channel 5:30. Dose, are you going to be streaming as well?
I don't know.
If he is, guys, just pretend we're divorced parents and split time between us. It's all right. Yeah, no, we're playing this Friday. I'm with you, man. Jared Goff, absolutely want to see, because here's the thing, in training camp, he's been throwing dimes. He's been putting the ball in places that I'm like, I am actually very surprised and intrigued. Like, it feels like we're going back to 2018. Goff is looking good. Even at Family Fun Day Festival, he was great. He was great. Now, there were a few balls that I was like, okay, little overthrown. DJ Chark found him. But as a whole, man, he is sneaking the ball into tight windows that only the receivers are able to get. And that's exciting watching him, because, look, man, last year sucked for Goff. It just did. He gets traded. He gets traded from LA. He's just given the middle finger. He's like told to get out of here, little boy. Comes to Detroit, has to learn a new offense, the new scheme. Anthony Lynn and him do not click. Obviously, we've talked about it at way too many lengths, so I won't go into it too deep. But watching him this year, he looks confident. He looks ready to go, and I'm excited to see him break out this season.
And this sounds like a weird thing to say. I'm confident in his confidence, if that makes any sense. Because
that's great.
Because see, we talking all the F's. So I gotta give you one of those. The play that stuck out to me in that Family Fun Day Festival fishy, whatever that is. The play that stuck out to me there. I don't know if you saw the pass that he threw to Chark. and I think it was Kirby that like broke it up. I mean, it was tight window, man, and
Yeah.
it like got deflected and
Yes.
came down with it. It's those type of passes where it's because you're talking about these tight window passes, and it's giving the guy a chance, putting up their trust him to at least knock it down at that point, and just like he's going to be there.
Yeah.
I feel like there were times at the beginning of the year we saw that. Like I think back Chicago, some of the plays he's making off schedule and he's forcing them in there, and sometimes it doesn't go well.
Yeah.
But then there was just that slump in the middle where everything was falling apart around him, and it was like now we're just not seeing the shots at all. So I'm confident that it will be there because all it took was one piece with Josh Reynolds to bring it back into him, right? So to know he has a safety blanket, but then at the same time understanding that this guy just seems like he's on another level in Chark, I'm confident that his confidence will last, even if he makes a couple of bad plays. And I hope they keep pushing that to say, hey, you're going to throw picks, man. It just is what it is. But the trade-off means you got to hit some shots then. He can't throw a couple picks and have no plays over 10 yards, right? That's got to be the trade-off.
100%. And, it's hard because, like, even BD Buster, you're saying it here. We've got Dr. Detroit coming in. It's camp. Basically this idea of, well, it's just camp. So, is it really all that great? My answer to that is you should have seen him at camp last year because it wasn't good. So, yes, it is just camp. I want to make that clear. Obviously, it's just camp. It was an inter-team scrimmage. However, based on what we saw last year at this time, this year at this time, I'm just looking at those exact same moments for reference. This year is a lot better than what it was last year. And I think that's important to note. Yes, game day, it's going to be a lot different. But the big thing is, going into game one last year, Dose, we didn't have Decker. Sewell was a rookie, placed left tackle after not playing during all of COVID season. So, like, he hadn't played in a year. So we had all these things. With a healthy O-line, I really think comes a successful Detroit Lions season.
I'm 100% on board, and I think to the point that you made about the difference, one thing that stands out to me is I'm finding myself this year really having to focus and try to pick out, okay, here's where the cornerback, made a good coverage rep and things like that, because last year I thought the best player by far from camp was Jeff Okudah, and I thought, oh, look at our secondary, Amani doing this and that. Meanwhile, this year I'm really having to search and try to find where, hey, this guy made a play on the football, this guy had good coverage, because they're just much more efficient to what you said on outside numbers attacking these cornerbacks versus last year where just probably some of the reason that I thought some of these corners were doing so well is because there was less success offensively passing the football than what I'm seeing this year.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Okay, so you know what? That actually leads me to a question for you. As a whole, you've been to all these training camps, and my question for you is, what has surprised you, good and bad? What has been a great surprise, you sitting there watching, that you're like, wow, I didn't see that coming? And what has been something that you're like, that is a tremendous letdown?
Right. I mean, I got to pick out, man, some of these defensive linemen have surprised me big time. We had expectations for Aiden Hutchinson, but I would say just a couple names. First off, John Kaminsky has surprised the heck out of me because I feel like I'm always just like, and look at that guy getting pressure again. Like, are you serious? So he surprised me. Eric Banks recently has just went crazy to the point where I'm like, I don't even know what this dude's number is. Like, I'm like, 94. That's Eric Banks again? Those kind of guys, right? So him, Eric Banks, Isaiah Buggs, not really as much, but he's been, mixing in. Austin Bryant's, some of these defensive linemen, and I'll mix into that group James Houston, because I know coming in, some of us thought maybe James Houston doesn't make the team. What the heck is his role? But now because of you don't have the Romeos and certain guys who miss it on the edge, James Houston is getting higher reps. He's getting more opportunities, and he's showing just he can win as a pass rusher. He may not be able to do much other than that right now, but that's all you need in the NFL, man. You can pass rush, you're going to make the team.
Yeah.
It's just that. So I'd say that would be the probably the biggest thing, just some of those guys that have surprised me, because there's really guys at every position that have stuck out, whether it's Board, I didn't know what to expect, or whether it was even a Chase Lucas to a point where I'm like, man, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah,
like,
you're
I'm
right.
like, okay. Yeah, so Trinity Benson on offense, like a little bit. Now, I'm not going to go crazy, but just a little bit.
Okay.
But that would be what surprised me. To the flip side, the thing that's, is this really a surprise though? Like, I don't know if I would say it. I'm still a little worried about backup tackle. I'll throw that out there. And I know we just signed one today.
Yeah.
It concerns me, not necessarily not the first unit, the second unit. It concerns me because I see James Houston winning when I do, and I see some of these Eric Banks stuff flashing when I do. It concerns me because I'm like, man, why are they winning so much? Like, it does worry me because we had to see it last season, and because Eze hasn't seemingly put himself in a spot where he's going to be above Matt Nelson. Dan Skipper came in and he was above Eze as soon as he got here. It was like, okay, well, that's probably not a great sign with where that guy was at. And they just go sign another tackle. It tells me that they had an eye on it. Like, hey, we might need to address this if we get a spot open. That would be the thing that's kind of just been a little bit of a letdown, is maybe seeing that to this point. Hopefully it's better.
Yeah.
But those would be the main things.
Okay. All right. No, that's super helpful. That's good to know. Even like hearing about Chase Lucas and, not knowing what to expect from some of these guys. And obviously we brought in Lamb today because I don't even, what was the guy who retired today?
Oh gosh, I can't pronounce this dude's name.
I can't pronounce his name. Something weird.
Oben Zed or something.
Yeah, it has a Z and an O somewhere in there. But obviously, like, he retires, so we work out and then bring in this Lamb guy who what I like about him is he's got experience. He's been playing for 7 years. He was a starting right tackle for an entire season in Houston. And so, like, I look at him and I'm like, at least we have experience coming in. He knows what to expect. So that's exciting. Blue Whale 444444444 said key this year is going to be the defense, get pressure on the QB. Mr. Blue Whale, Mr. Baby Beluga, my thoughts are yes. For years now, watching the Detroit Lions, every Sunday, the amount of things that come out of my mouth that are not okay when watching us let the quarterback stand there and just they can do anything they want back there. And they have all the time in the world. And so I am so excited seeing Hutchinson. There was that one play back on Saturday. I don't know if you caught it, where Hutch breaks through the line. Goff drops back to pass. He would have absolutely wrecked Goff. However, he pulls up. Goff is able to get the ball off.
Yep.
And it was funny because they were going to call the ball down the field, and Coach Campbell was like, "Yeah, he would have killed him. He would have killed him here." I was like,
"Yep,
good." So. Yeah, Blue Whale. I can't wait to friggin' hit the quarterback, man. These guys, seeing Sewell too, dude. Monster. He's a monster right now.
That might be the guy that's probably getting not enough talk of everybody, because he's talking about the new additions, and we just talk about the year 2 jumps because we need to see more out of Levi and this and that. But my goodness, man, what is Penei Sewell if he sticks at right tackle? Dude. I mean, the jump that St. Brown looks like he's made is just crazy, but you can't pull that out as much when you look at an alignment. It's more difficult to really evaluate what he is versus last year.
Yeah.
But you're right, man. That dude he's a tank, man. It's like, yeah, I mean, he could very quickly get in a spot and say, well, he's one of the best tackles in football.
Bro, and he's fast, and he's like more muscular, like a little bit more lean now. And I look at him and I'm like, I'm so excited. He's got a year under his belt. The violence that you can see. I'm like, I got to go get a Sewell jersey. That's what I'm feeling. Shout out, man.
You do.
Shout out to my man, Lions fan 1, Paulie LFP. Thanks for the super chat. 7-10 or 9-8 or 11-6 for the Detroit Lions. That's interesting. Please tell me why in the chat. Come on, break that down for me. Dose, man. Obviously, record is always a conversation, and this is something where I've been really thinking about putting out a video where I just implore Lions fans to remember to just because listen, man, I want to say we're winning the division. I really want to say it, but to implore us to remember this is the second year of a rebuild. We got a lot of work to do. A wild card would be chef's kiss from Luigi Mario Brothers.
Absolutely.
I think the wild card is attainable. Do I think division, should we be shooting for it? 100%. However, I just don't see that happening. That's just me. What about you, man?
So I want to ask you this, though, because I just wonder. So you're kind of probably in that maybe the 7 to 9 range where it seems like a lot of people are starting to fall. So I wonder, should that be looked at as maybe a lack of confidence in a way? I just think about it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just, if you're really not that confident, because I feel like most fan bases aren't going to come into a year saying, hey, we're winning 4 games this year, guys. We got it this year. It's like, nah, most teams are setting the deadline. It's like, God, it's going to be 7. We're winning 7 of those.
Yeah.
So if you're putting it at 7 or 8, are you really not that confident about the team? Because you're kind of just saying, Well, it could be 500, right? That's kind of where it almost feels like a lot of people predict on their ceiling, and I do the same thing. So is that I don't know. I just throwing it out there. Maybe not though. Maybe not for everybody. Just got in my head.
No, I think that's a great question because like so I look at Detroit right now and I'm like, our floor is 7 wins. I don't think we do worse. When people come out and they're like, oh, we're a 4-win team or a 5-win team this year, too bad. I'm like, I just think you're flat out wrong.
Right.
You look at this squad, you look at a lot of these second-year players, the jumps they're making, Amon-Ra, Sewell, as we just talked about. I think Goff has made strides in confidence. I think as a whole, Detroit, minimally 7 wins. It is a successful season if Detroit has 8 wins, in my opinion. That's success. Floor is 7, success is 8, ceiling is 10, and I think we can do it. Absolutely. So...
Okay, I like the breakdown. I just, it's just, and then, because here's my thing, and I do think that this is a playoff team. I'm with you. I think this turns into a wild card team this year. But
the NFC is
to what
weak.
you said, I think it's a weak division. Now the conference. Now we got a kind of tough start. Once we get past like 3 weeks past the bye week, it really lightens up. We're almost kind of set up like the Packers in a way, like a tough start, and then it's like, hey, we got this light finish. Where I feel like in the past sometimes Packers will have like somewhat not a great record, and you're like, man, the Packers are bad this year. And then they win like 9 in a row. It's like, okay, they finished 11-5.
Yeah.
But so that's just how it seems to go. But I think for this year, to what you said, as a whole, this is year 2, right? And there's a long way to go. But in terms of looking at specifics, when I look at Jared Goff, when he said, like, look, it's you think you have time, you don't have time. And I think he's 100% right. He understands that. We could look back and say, hey, 7, 8, 9, that might be good enough. But to be real, guys like Goff, he's looking at that probably won't be good enough.
Yeah.
Because it won't lock you up. You might come back another year, but it probably won't be good enough for you to say, hey, he's there for sure.
Bro.
So I think for me, and I've seen, I saw what the Rams do. It is banking a little bit on what I think of the coaching staff. But I do believe that this is a playoff team. Like I'm confident this team win 10 games. They'll be a playoff team. So that's where my prediction would probably fall.
Dang. Okay.
But again, I'm probably, I'm trying not to, but in a biased way, I'm probably pointing towards the ceiling more than anything in that prediction.
Sure.
But I do think this team will end up in the playoffs this year.
Okay, absolutely. Hey, listen, man, I love that. Right at the moment, if you're thinking playoffs and you're pointing at the ceiling, I think the Lions go 8-9. We squeak a wild card. We go to the playoffs, and we get our first wild card. We get our first playoff win in 30 years. That's where I'm landing.
Woo! It's Green Bay, right?
Oh, yeah, it better be. And if it's listen, I don't care where you are, what you're doing. I'm watching that game with you, and it's gonna be lit, is what it's gonna be. I'm going nuts. It's going. Listen, that Week 18 game against Green Bay is gonna mean something. It will mean something. Where in years past, Aaron Rodgers plays half the game, or he doesn't play at all. This year, boy's gonna have to show up, and I really think that Detroit does it. I think we seal it, and.
Puts us in the wild card.
Yeah, and I think that puts us in the wild card, beating Green Bay last game of the year. Because listen, man, a lot of these games, even like I was watching some dude, he's a Bears fan on NFL Network. I forget his name, and he scrolls through all the teams on NFL's network, and he's like, oh, this is going to be their record, and he goes through all the games. This guy's a Bears fan, bro. And he's like going through for Detroit Lions. He didn't even have a reason why we're going to win or lose. He's like, all right, week 3. Oh, okay, that's a loss. Week 4, New England wears silver, so that's a loss. I was like, you're an idiot. I was like, this guy is so dumb, and he's a Bears fan, and he just hates us. I was like, I'm so pissed right now.
He had us at 3-14, right?
He had us at, I think, 4 W's. Yeah.
Oh, okay, a little bit better.
But like all of them, he'd just be like, loss.
Terrible.
He's just like, it's the Bills, loss. Like, I'm like, okay, just give me a reason. I know we're gonna lose to the Bills, but tell me why, a-hole. Hey, my bad, guys.
I don't know we're gonna lose to the Bills. Brad Holmes told me we're gonna shock the world against the Bills.
Yo,
so,
let's go,
hanging on to that.
Bro.
I'm hanging on to that, man.
Are you going to that game? I'm gonna be there.
I don't know, man. You're gonna be there?
I'm going. Yeah, because my brother's a Bills fan, so he's coming out. We're gonna go to the game. It's gonna be wild. So.
Oh, you remind me when it gets to that point, and I'm gonna make it happen.
I'm gonna remind you.
I want to say this though, just about the record, idea. I think the idea of putting the Lions at 3 or 4 is just so. I mean, I don't even think you can make like a legitimate case for it because, to me, I always say it, man. I'm like, bro, if we had Decker, let's just say we came to the year, can't do this, but Josh Reynolds-Decker, this team last year I think won 6-7 games.
Yes.
So like, I mean, I don't see how you can say 3. It's like 3. We're going to win 3 games.
I'm
like,
with you.
How many teams in the league can beat Arizona by 18 points? Like, it's 3 games is just. It's like, man, these Madden ratings got you guys going crazy, man. That's what he was looking at. He had that pulled up. He said, "Okay, 78. All right,
thank you,
okay.
Thank you." I was so pipped. And
I saw your clip on that.
Did you?
I saw your clip on Instagram.
I was so mad. I was like, "Screw you guys!" I was like, "You just hate Detroit. National media hates us. It's just another bundle of wood on the fire of we hate Detroit sports. That's all it is." But I could sit here and go over it all day. Let's move on to roster bubble. Before we do, everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being here. I see that there's 62 of you. We're getting ready. Obviously, I just want to let you know, Wednesday night, 6 p.m., live streaming a live reaction to the Hard Knocks episode 1. I'm going to have a couple buddies on. We're going to talk about it. Join us. Tell us your favorite part. It's going to be a blast. And then Friday, be live streaming the preseason game against Atlanta. Again, have a couple friends on. Join us for that. It'll be a good time. Thank you for being here tonight. Obviously, we got Dose on the show. The man, the myth, the legend. Dose, we didn't get to talk about this yet, but was it odd for you seeing yourself in the Lions training camp week 2 video?
You know what? I'm not. I don't think it was odd, and I don't want to like say this and like the reason I say that is because I've seen myself in a few of their videos. One's in the intro. They had me in some of these games that I went to last year, and I know some of the people that work in there. So I wouldn't say it's odd, but it's to me it's the coolest thing ever. You know, I mean it really is. Because I mean they do such a great job, right? I mean the media team is outstanding. The way they put these clips together and how they can non-copyright them for us is awesome. To see that is just crazy. And then my man's got the New Era shirt on. I'm like, oh, man, they got the New Era merch in there. I see you. Okay. I don't know if anybody caught that, but I caught it.
No, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, my guy next to me, he was wearing my New Era merch from last year. I'm like, man, they got a little promo in there. I see you, Lions.
Dude, like Troy, that means that the Detroit Lions, like, not only do they know you exist, that cameraman's there and he's filming and he was like, oh my God, it's Troy, it's Dose. And then he just racks the focus on you and he's like, look at him.
That was crazy.
Like, it's just a wild thought to know, like, the Detroit Lions, not only do they know you exist, they know how great you are at what you do, how great you are at just creating excellent content and the voice you have in our community as Lions fans. I think that's a special thing, man. I think, and you're a very special individual. You do a great job at it. Keep it up, man. I love what you do. Man.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, like you said, though, I mean, it's just, they got great people in there. And I don't know if you've met any of them at the Lions Family Fest, but are you going to training camp any last 2 days?
I was going to go today, so I can't swing tomorrow or Wednesday.
Okay, but they do have so many great people that work in there, and then of course it's the people, man. I mean, that's what it is, right? It's the people that watch the videos. It's everybody in the chat right now, that makes these things possible. Because I'm like, dude, this is crazy. Like thinking I remember, and I know you do too, man. It's just like I remember listening on the radio to Dan Miller for these games. Didn't get to watch them. I was at softball tournaments, and all of a sudden to think like 9 years later, boom, there's just a picture of you. Like how much that means is crazy, right? Yeah. It's just it's like when a player, like throws you football or signs something for you, takes a picture with you. It's like they don't know how much that means to that person that they just did that for. Yeah. So it's always those kind of things, man.
Nah, I love it, dude. I love it. It's hype seeing you on those. Thank you everybody for being in the chat. Thanks for liking the video and pushing this thing algorithm wise. Let's kind of just blow through here because I don't want to take up your entire night, but roster bubble players, is there anybody on the roster bubble to you that you're like, they are not gonna make it, or they're gonna make it but they shouldn't make it? I'll begin.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah,
this individual, guess who is going to make the team? They unfortunately sort of have to make the team. And it's really disappointing for me because I was hyped about this person, but they should not make the team, period. Do you know who this individual is?
I think I have a good idea of it. You know,
Give me your
I think I
best.
might be able to take a guess. I
Give
don't
me
know,
your best
man.
guess.
I feel like he wears a number 12.
Oh, it is Tim Boyle, bro. Tim Boyle. Oh my God. Hey, first of all, to you, well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Tim Boyle. Okay, listen, I was hyped when Tim Boyle was coming here. Even last year, kind of like I kept trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's got a cannon of an arm. But oh my God, it's like watching a kid with a super soaker out there. There's blowing water everywhere. It doesn't make any sense. Tim Boyle is so inaccurate. He is just so inaccurate. It is driving me insane. However, he's gonna make the team. I mean, if Goff goes down, I really think we're screwed, dude. I think it's just game over.
You think for sure he's making it?
I do. I think Tim Boyle makes the team because otherwise, David Blau, who I think has performed better than Tim Boyle all training camp, has performed better. He looked better than him last year as a whole. We should have been putting Blau in more in a lot of those situations. However, Tim Boyle as a whole, I think he makes the team because there's something that the coaching staff sees that I can't see, that I think we're not privy to. Maybe you are, that there's something in him that they love, that they like, that they're trying to grow and develop. And I'm just not seeing it. It's not there.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough one, man, because I'm with you. I thought like last year I didn't dislike him as much as most people did.
Yeah.
Last season. And I know I've talked about that, but this year I really do feel like at this moment, if it happened right now, if the Cuts made, Blau would be the backup quarterback. I think they would go that direction. I think I've seen recently he's been getting more of the 2-team reps. I just feel like he's kind of, into what you said, he has outperformed in my opinion, just because he's found more consistency than Tim Boyle has. Tim Boyle will make some good throws, but then like you said, then he'll come back and he just misfires big time. He had like a stretch there where he had like 3 overthrown passes, and it was just weird. It's like, how does that happen? It's strange. I think with Tim Boyle, man, it's like you said, there's things to like within his game, and he felt like when he was more comfortable last season, towards the end of the year, and the understanding of the offense, the consistency dialed in a little bit, but just the accuracy is just hit and miss, man. And I don't know if it's just not getting the feet set consistently. I feel like that's a big part of it, because it seems like when he's throwing off balance, things get really messed up in his technique, right? It just doesn't – the ball just starts flying all over if there's any bit of pressure. So I don't know. I just feel like right now, because I'm with you, I thought last year I was okay with Boyle, but I think this year, as of this moment, and it could change, I think Blau's ahead of him. Okay. No, that's awesome. That's good to hear, because I think Blau definitely should be ahead of him, especially last year's training camp, this year now. I'm like – I think TB12 stays on the squad, but I think he deserves to be cut, unfortunately. And I hate saying that because, like, man, I don't want somebody to lose their job. But, Oh my God, if the Detroit Lions, if Jared Goff goes down, I think we're screwed at the QB helm. I think Blau would be the next best option for us with what we have on the roster. And as Breeze is saying, I'm hoping that Malik Willis doesn't become a stud as well. Yeah, man. So that's like my first roster bubble guy. Dr. Detroit, I appreciate the love. That might be good, that might be bad. I don't know what that means. So I'm hoping that's a good thing, because shooting stars are a thing of beauty. So thank you, Dr. Detroit. I'm going to take it as good. Yeah, what about you, man? Any other roster bubble guys, a guy that you think is going to be gone, a guy that should be gone? Tell me what you're thinking. Yeah, a couple that, because I was trying to work through this a little bit today just to update it a little bit. I think Mark Gilbert's on the roster bubble. I think he's right in there. We all know the cornerback position is deep, and if Jerry Jacobs ends up being on some sort of pup list, it opens up the spot. So maybe someone else slides in there, or maybe they just come in with like 6. Because I think we all feel pretty good on who there's going to be, and I think at this point Chase Lucas is saying he's making the team, which means I believe Mike Hughes will kick out, which makes it tough for Mark Gilbert. But at the same time, Mark Gilbert has been getting a lot of 2 reps, man. And I think that the small sample size we saw last year, he wasn't bad. It was just very small. And I just think it's going to be hard to get into that spot, just depending on how many guys are actually healthy. I had 4 names listed down. I did have Boyle on there.
Okay.
I had I had Garrett Griffin because I'm really trying to see what happens with Jason Kabinda. Right? Does Jason Kabinda come in healthy? Or if he's not healthy, could he surprise? Could he? And then I had the backup tackles Obina, Eze, and Dan Skipper because right now. As much as I was rooting for Eze, I think right now Matt Nelson is leading that way. And there's a couple others, right? Like the Austin Bryants. And I think the final linebacker comes in. Is it Jared Davis? Is it Anthony Pittman? Right? I mean, it's a battle, man. There's a lot of spots like that.
Okay. I like it. Now, I don't hear any wide receivers. What do you think about Quintez Cephas?
Man, there is no way we're cutting this guy. You got it. But seriously, let's think about this though for a second, because I do gotta. Let's say I hope this don't happen, but let's say for some reason we didn't have DJ Chark coming into a game. We know J-Mo's out, and we have Josh Reynolds. Who's across from him if Quintez doesn't make the team?
I mean,
who you putting over there?
You could shove Khalifa over there for one play.
Right? I mean, is that where you want him, right? I mean,
No.
there's certain packages and third plays. I'm sure they like the speed. But, man, Quintez Cephas he's got to make the team to me. It just would be crazy if he didn't.
That's fat. Okay,
I feel like you're starting to think that he's not going to make the team. Is that what's happening here?
No, here's where I'm at. Okay, I'm glad you bring it up. That's a great point. I think Quintez Cephas does make the team. Coming into the season, I was like, ooh, he's a wide receiver 6, roster bubble type guy, depending on how he performs in training camp. However, in the beginning of training camp, when he was healthy, he looked great. And seeing how good he was looking, I was like, oh, okay, he's in. He's absolutely in. And then the injury, and I was like, oh my God, please no. So,
yep. Yeah.
Obviously, we haven't heard anything about him. I think he does make the team. I think he's fine. We get into the season because really when I looked at him in training camp, where he's at for the amount of injuries that he's had, it's just a matter of, can the guy stay healthy? Can he, please? Please, right. God.
Yeah. No, I mean, and I see the chat. Like, that's another position where, I mean, I don't know what you saw and stuff like that with Tom Kennedy. To me personally, I think Tom Kennedy, behind DJ Chark and the top 3 guys, I think he's been the best receiver out of all of them.
Yeah,
I mean, every time you throw it to him, he catches it.
It's incredible.
It's like, man, gives me some Danny Amendola vibes. We had him as things like that, right? He's just reliable. It's just he's not dynamic. He's not a special teams player. So I'm just like, I just don't see how he makes the team. Bro. But for me, I think Trinity Benson has a better shot making it. And I actually think right now he will make it above Tom Kennedy. But who's played better, to me, has been by far Tom Kennedy.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. And you're right, though. What's scary is when you're that wide receiver 6 position, you also have to be a special teams guru. Yeah. You gotta be a guy on special teams. And so Tom Kennedy, I'm not. But you're right. Even watching him just Saturday, I was like, this guy's catching every single ball thrown at him. Yeah. Even somebody sailed the ball over. I think it was Boyle sailed the ball over his head, and he made a beautiful web gem. And I was like, oh my God, Tom Kennedy, looking good.
What was that? What was that word you just used to describe that catch?
A web gem. You never heard of a web gem?
Web gem? No.
Yeah, that's called Sports Center 1998. That's what that was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when you were sick from school and you had to lay on the couch and you had to rewatch the exact same snippet of Sports Center. It was like every 2 hours or 3 hour clip, whatever it was. And then you just watch it over and over, and they would do web gems. And that was it was a baseball term, actually, where players are making beautiful catches in the webbing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Dude.
Web gem.
Gem.
Yeah. Yeah, he was bad. I've seen him make some web gems then throughout training camp. I'm gonna start using that, man. I like that.
I've
never heard that before.
No, okay.
Look, I got the tab already pulled up over here on the Interstellar, so I'm like, all right, let me keep that in mind because it's got a good rating and everything. I'm gonna have to watch that now.
If you have Paramount Plus, I think it's on there. Check Amazon. You have to watch Interstellar. It's my favorite movie of all time. Period.
Really?
Hands down.
Can you give me like a 30-second rundown of what I'm getting myself into there?
Humanity as a whole on Earth is collapsing. They need to go and bring life to a new planet. So they're looking for, is there a place that we can go sustain life out upon the stars. Earth has been hit by a famine. Matthew McConaughey's like, I'll do it. I'll go find that planet. It is so good. It is so good.
Okay. I had to bookmark that page too, man. Come on.
Dude, I'll tell you, Christopher Nolan's my favorite director. Everything he does, I think he just approaches time, the concept of time, in the most magnificent way. And yeah, because like he did Dunkirk, Tenet. Have you seen Tenet?
Yeah. Oh, that's a new one.
That's the new one.
That came out like a couple years ago, right?
Yes.
I don't know if I saw it or not. I know I remember talking about it.
Oh!
I know. I think I've seen. I don't know, man. I know my sister was like, "Gotta watch Tenet," so I don't know if I actually did it or not.
Yeah, you gotta watch Tenet. I've
heard good things.
Here's what I would say: is watch Interstellar first, because Tenet is basically Interstellar and Inception having a baby.
Oh, he did Inception.
He did Inception. Yeah, he actually did the Christian Bale Batman series, Memento. He's done a lot of stuff. They're producing a movie right now. People in the chat are like, what is going on? It's called Oppenheimer, and it's about the World War II, the atom bomb. I believe it's about the atom bomb, and that's coming out this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I got to ask you this real quick because we're on the topic. Have you ever seen that one with like the tiger in the boat? It's like the picture of the movie. I've never watched it. That was it.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Are you talking about Life of Pi?
Life of Pi, yeah. That's not your movie?
No, it's not. But that's a good movie. I mean, it just wasn't for me.
Okay.
You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I haven't seen it either. It just looked interesting.
Okay.
Was there actually a tiger on the boat, or was it?
You got to watch the movie. I can't spoil it.
Okay.
Bro.
Okay. All right.
Come on, yo. Oh. All right, man.
I didn't know that would spoil it. I thought that was maybe like the whole movie, but maybe.
Dude, no, it would actually spoil like a lot of the movies, so I can't tell you.
All right. My bad. My bad. Too many questions. That's what it is.
Yo.
A lot of good movies though. Now I got stuff to watch.
We got some guy named Gooseby coming in here with a Green Bay Packers avatar saying Lions are trash. And guess what? Oof. The entire chat coming at him. Let's go. Oh. Yeah, anyways. Sorry, my guy. Dab Daddy, good to see you. Everybody, thanks for being here. January 9th, Gooseby. Guess what? We're coming for you. We're going to beat the Packers January 9th. That's the end. Thanks. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I think one or two last things I want to just ask you, and then I'll let you go because it's late. But Levi owns Enrique. Sure.
I got nothing for you, man. I got nothing for you. I know we brought this up before we got on, man. I was like, I just have heard nothing. I haven't seen the guy. No clue what's happening. I watched the presser today, didn't bring it up. Like, there's certain players in certain situations, like, man, can I just, like, tell when he's meeting people? Please ask him what's happening with Levi. Like, just give us something. Yeah. I have no idea what's going on there. Like, do we think he's going to play? I mean, because at this point, it's like, it's up to speculation. Like, is he going to play at all this year? Like, what? Bro. I mean, because after last year and how messed up it was, we all know, like, he needs time, man. He needs time. He's trying to, get stronger and all these things. You can't do that when you're out. So, I don't know. Maybe is it not even injury related? I have no idea.
I think it's got to be injury related. Obviously, he was injured last year, playing through it a little bit, and then he comes back. He's looking jacked this year, but all of a sudden, I guess he got hit around a little bit early and then disappeared. Like I feel like I'm watching Hold That Ghost with Bud Abbott and Lou Costello, and I'm like, where's the guy in the sheet? Where's Enrique? He's gone. He's just disappeared, man. And there's no news about him. Nobody. There's nobody talking about. I'm like, where the H is Levi Enrique?
Yeah, no idea. It's concerning. It is. It's concerning because he needs to take a big jump, but that is giving us an opportunity for guys like Eric Banks to shine and possibly make his case. Because I know coming in, I was like, this guy's got no shot. I just writ him off. And then there's just guys like that you write off and they come back and you're like, man, he can kind of play a little bit or he's shining. So there's a lot of guys like that taking advantage of the opportunity. I think James Houston is right on that for me.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, man. That one, I'm just a little bummed. Bummed about Enrique. I hope.
Bad luck.
Yeah, it's just not good. It's not good. Now seeing like the Lions, we've drafted a few injured men, it feels like at this point. But man.
Yeah. Second round picks, man.
Yeah. Did you watch the Pivot episode with this one? This somebody's saying about Hard Knocks. I didn't see the Hard Knocks one. Did you see the one with Jared Goff?
Yes, I did see that. I watched that yesterday. That was good. Have you seen it?
Yes. Yeah, it was very good. I thought
Yeah.
Goff as a whole just seems so much different than last year. He just seems a little bit more smooth, Cali smooth, a little bit more ready to go, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I brought that up, and you knew what I was talking about when I brought up the time, like how you think you have time or whatever. But
Yes, and
yeah, that was good.
it's such a good segment because it's true. Look at Chicago right now. They're decimated. Chicago is in a crappy spot. Earlier this year, I was record predicting them to beat us twice because they've just had our number. But I'm going to revisit a record prediction coming up here in the next couple weeks. And
Wait, what was your original record prediction? I got to know, man.
I had us at 8-9.
Oh, okay. That's not bad for losing the Bears twice.
Yeah, no, I had us losing to the Bears twice, splitting with Minnesota and Green Bay. But I don't see that happening now. But all in all, you have to win now. It's now or never. That's the thing about the NFL. Teams can turn around in 2 years. They really can. Look at Detroit.
Yeah, okay.
Look at us 2 years ago. And I know people will be like, oh, well, you were 3-13-1 last year. Yeah, we sure were. But things are turning around here, and I think you look at what we have to do right now, and it's win. It's win now or not at all. Because, man, look at Buffalo last year. They had the Super Bowl in the palm of their hands. They could have had it. I think they would have absolutely decimated L.A. And now you might never make another run at that again.
You know who's, I think, that to me, I think of is Cincinnati. I do wonder about Cincinnati a little bit. Just in that division, man. Like, if you have to deal with Watson for the next few years,
Bro.
You know what Baltimore's going to be when they extend Lamar, and they were winning that division before he got hurt. Cincinnati was not dominating that division. They kind of walked in there, somehow got in, and all of a sudden they just upset everybody.
Yeah.
It's like that. And to your point, I mean, rebuilds, they happen. They're going to happen pretty quick. You're going to at least see results, and I feel like the best ones, they're going to hit something. They're going to roll.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rams did it 100% year 2. It just rolled with Goff. So It was like, if you're gonna do it, you got to show it, man. Hey, we can't be hitting 5 wins this year. That is not an improvement. I'm putting that out there now, Lions. 5 wins is not an improvement.
Thank you. Please echo that. It's not an improvement. It's 8 wins for success. Period. That to me is successful. 7. I will probably just do one of these numbers. What would you say? Oh, I didn't hear you. You're gonna have to speak up. I'm just gonna pretend that nothing happened. But 8 wins is success. Anyways, man. Thanks for joining me, dude. I appreciate it. I always appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. This is a good time. We're going to have to do it soon because preseason action's here, man. I can't believe it. Can't believe it's football week.
It's here. It's football week.
Crazy.
Excited to see the starters on Friday again. People in the chat, thank you for being here. Thanks for liking the video. Thanks for hanging out, doing what you do, chatting it up with us. And, Gonna be live streaming Wednesday, Hard Knocks reaction, 6 p.m. And then we're gonna live stream preseason game Friday night, 5:30 here. Dose, you're invited to both.
Appreciate it.
We'll see. We'll see. And I don't have any fancy exit. So, like we did last time, we're just gonna stare into the camera until this ends, and we'll just keep staring.